Hello everybody, Mr Irri here and welcome to episode 3 of our Hypovolemia series. And on this episode I want to concentrate on getting some tech. So in our quest book we went down this line here to get the unforgiving god, which we needed the diviner for our altar, and then we came to the item translocator and we needed an emerald or an ender pearl. We need to put an emerald in our blood altar, but we needed a tier 2, which I had put down on the last episode. So on this episode, I want to carry on with our tech side, and you're probably wondering, where's your door gone? Where is half of your stuff gone? Good question. Downstairs are iron berry bushes and gold and copper completely gone. That's because outside I have built another base off camera. I've literally just put a wall of this red rock from Extra Biomes XL and just surrounded it. I think it's 18 by 18 square. Not too sure, and I put a tree farm just beyond there as well, but I'll show you guys what I put in there in a second. So like I said, on this episode I want to get something through tech, and I want to get this blood dynamo, and to get a blood dynamo we're going to need ourselves a blood altar surrounded by redstone blocks, and redstone blocks is sand and lava buckets, and we can get lava buckets from our blood altar by placing life buckets in the altar, and then that will turn it into lava. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all of our items from our chest here and the chests and most of the stuff in here over into our base, and sometime later I have eventually moved our chests. And if we take a look around, this is our new base. Just a quick rundown. The cobblestone generator over there, I've put an unlimited water source supply here, chemistry set on the block with our plants, and over in this corner in this chest I've put all our berries in here for our metals, and in this room here is a completely concealed, and behind the walls here I've put our berry bushes in there with some slabs on the floor so mobs can't spawn in there. And at the moment I can't get in there because I've broken our pickaxe, so when I make another pickaxe I'll go in there. I haven't looked, so I don't know whether the actual berries have grown. I'm not too sure. So just before we get into the blood dynamo, I said to you guys on episode 2, just before we ended, I want to make something for our blood altar to help us out in the future, and I'm going to need a blank slate and a weak blood orb. And to make what I need, all we have to do is put the blood orb in the crafting grid with a blank slate, and it doesn't give us what we need. For some reason it didn't. Okay, so I found out the reason why it wasn't showing up. We need glass. For some reason it wasn't showing up on our recipe. I don't know whether it's because I have a different texture pack set out at the moment, because when I changed it back to the vanilla it showed up in the actual recipe. So what I'm doing is I've got some more blood essence through the night, and my god, that was a bit sketchy. And I've thrown in some dirt, which is now turned into gravel, and then from gravel it will turn into sand. And then what we need to do with that sand is turn it into sandstone to then throw back into our blood altar to actually get glass. And there we go, we now have 8 pieces of glass, and hopefully we can get back in one piece without getting slaughtered by any mobs out here, which we can. And we should be able to make this divination sigil now. So it's a weak blood orb with a slate surrounded by glass. See, the actual texture isn't showing up for some known reason. I'm not too sure whether that's the actual texture pack. So we now have a divination sigil, and what we can do with this divination sigil, if we click our mouse button or the right click, you can see our current essence is 550, and that is our soul network. So remember when I said to you guys about this weak blood orb, and we have a soul network, and we can throw this blood orb in our blood altar. If we keep right clicking and have it in our blood altar, the number should increase, and we should have more life points in our soul network. And not only that, if we go back to our actual blood altar over in our old base and right click on it, you can see how much the altar has stored in it at the moment. As you can see, I've got 5459, and it's going up because I've set our portable tank with our blood inside to pour into our blood altar, so it's slowly filling as we're doing our other stuff. And you're probably wondering why I haven't moved this. We're going to need an iron pickaxe to actually mine our blood runes, because if we mine it with a stone pickaxe we will destroy the actual block. So what I want to do now is concentrate on the actual blood dynamo, and we have 2 quests unclaimed on the second quest here. So let me just have a look at what we got. Improving the altar, which we had to get the blood rune, so we've got that, and we get a portable tank. I think that's molten iron, and we get ourselves another lure page. So let's grab that. And the mod author's now talking to us. And the next quest is a glimpse, which we unlocked because we just now made that divination sigil, and we will get a reward of 2 blank slates. So I'm going to grab those as well. So we've got those 2 done. I don't really want to go down this route. I want to concentrate on getting tech, which is obviously the blood dynamo. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get 8 blocks of redstone and surround it with our blood altar. And to get 8 blocks of redstone, we're going to need some blood and put it in our altar. So this should probably take a while. Okay, so after a long time of making some redstone blocks, a creeper sort of crept up on me and he just sort of exploded. And as you can see, I'm sort of walking to our death point. I'm hoping he hasn't gone too far to our old base and blew up my crafting table. Yes, nice, it's still there. And we have a corpse on the floor and it's got all our stuff in it, so I'm going to take all our stuff back. I don't even know where that creeper came from. Oh no, he's taken out a blood rune. Oh no. It's not a big problem, but that's fine. Okay, so before we got interrupted, we got ourselves a blood dynamo after a long time of getting some the actual redstone blocks. So what I want to do with the blood dynamo, first I want to go into our quest book and get our achievement, which is also another blood dynamo, and we get some of this basic universal cable. I believe that is from Mechanism. Let's go back to our main base and hopefully we're safe here and not get blown up by any creepers. So we now have the blood dynamo. I want to get something for this blood dynamo to work, but as we go down the line, the actual item we need is right here. I want to craft that, and I'll show you guys what that is in a second when we go down this line. So the next thing we need is an iron gear, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm pretty sure it's it's quite expensive. We've got a stone gear, which is easy to make. I mean, it's 4 cobble with 1 stick, but we need to surround that stone gear with 8 iron, and I'm pretty sure we have 8. Yes, we got nice. So we got 12 iron, so we get some iron there. We've got 8, and let's make some cobblestone. Have we got any cobblestone? Yeah, we've got 4, and let's make ourselves a stone gear. Nice. There we go, and surround that with the 8 iron, and we get ourselves the iron gear. So that is pretty easy. It's very expensive, but as we progress down the tech route, iron gears will become a lot less expensive, half the cost of iron. So we'll get a reward of gold. So to progress down the line, why can't we go to this one here? We're going to need an induction crucible furnace, and to make one of these induction crucible furnace is a recipe like so. Looks kind of complicated, but it really isn't. I mean, it's a ton of copper. I am not going to lie. We've got 2 copper ingots here. We need 4, 8, 12, 16 copper. 18 all in total. We're going to need some gold nuggets with some redstone, and to make a refractory casing, we're going to need some refractory brick with some iron, and the brick is refractory clay, which is clay surrounded by sand. And to make clay, we're going to need some earth and water essence to get 32 clay, which is quite easy. So let me just get everything that we need. Wow, this furnace is really slow. I got some of this refractory brick, and that's now starting to cook up I think what I want to do is make another furnace just to speed this process up. Okay, I'm at our blood altar here and I'm trying to get some sand, but it's kind of impossible. We need to move our altar and we need to get this machine pretty fast so we can actually get ourselves an iron pickaxe to pick up these blood runes. I could move our blood altar out of here, but I want to take everything with us. So we now have sand. I'm going to need some lava as well. We don't have no more blood essence and it's still dark. It's always dark on this mod pack. It's like the days are not even that long. I don't know whether the days are shorter or that it's the same. It just feels different. Okay, we've got everything that we need and we just place it in our crafting grid like so. And we should get ourselves, we need a furnace. So I'm going to take this furnace that we placed down. I'm just going to use that and place it in here like so. And we get ourselves an induction crucible furnace. And you may have noticed I have moved our blood altar. I haven't moved the stones underneath, the blood runes. They're still over in our old base. But I'm just going to place it in here for now because there was a lot of mobs out there and they just kept coming in and attacking me, and I thought, oh, you know what, sod it, I'm going to bring it in here. So we now have ourselves an induction crucible furnace and we can go ahead and claim our reward. And I've just been looking through our quest book here on mechanism because I wanted to see if there was an actual machine on here, but it's further on down the line which we cannot get just yet. So we've now done this. We can now melt our ingots up and we get ourselves a refractory hopper and some gold. So we'll grab that, and our inventory is getting fairly full. So we're going to need to make ourselves a casting, and this is a metal caster. So I don't think a metal caster is too difficult to make either. We need a piston, 2 iron, redstone, chest, and another one of these casings. We've got 4 factory bricks, so I'm going to need some more iron, which we got a ton of here because I've done some harvesting off camera. I just want to have a look at our ore berries in back through this wall. I have placed the growth pulses down. I think I've put it under a gold bush, I think, and an iron. No, I've placed it under a copper and iron because I knew I was going to use a lot of copper through this episode. So we can make ourselves another casing pretty quick. There we go. We're going to need to make a piston, which I'm sure we can make at the moment. I'm just going to need some more cobblestone, and I don't think I've got much, so I'm going to need 3 more pieces. Cool. We now have 4. And place it in our grid like so and get ourselves a piston, 2 pieces of redstone and 2 iron. I don't think I've got any more redstone on me, so I'm just going to have to use our blood ore and chuck it in there. Is that just an ordinary bucket? I thought I chucked a... What happened there? I think that might be a bug. So just need a piece of sand. Grab our lava bucket. And like so, and we have some redstone, so we can do that. I think we just need a chest, and that is it. Cool. And then after that, we should have everything that we need for ourselves a metal caster, which we do. Cool. So we now have that. We can pick one of these, and we get some aluminium oreberry bushes. So I think I might go and grab ourselves copper. Yeah, I'm going to go copper. So we can put these back into our copper room or our berry room here. Okay, so I was just putting some items back in our chest because our inventory was pretty full after we'd done these metal casters and induction crucible furnace. And I completely forgot. I'd never noticed it in our inventory. Can you remember when that creeper blew us up about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes ago? Our blood rune that he blew up, we picked up, and it was in our inventory. Probably some of you guys out there are probably going, oh my god, you got it in your inventory. I never noticed it. I'm sorry, I'm blind as a bat. So we now have that blood rune, so we don't have to make another one. So I'm just going to put it probably around in front of our altar here, and then when we actually get our caster or our iron pickaxe, we can go ahead and mine the rest up over there. So next, I think it will be best to put our machines down, and I'll probably put our machines in this sort of area here. So this will be like our machine area, and over here will be sort of like maybe magic. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to put the induction crucible furnace there, and I'm going to put our caster right next to it. And as you can see, we have the GUI here, and we've got the milli buckets, and we've got the heat bar here. And you put your ingots in there, and you can pull them out by using similar things to a bucket. And then in the caster, you can see we have that milli buckets again there, Minecraft buckets. And we have like the bucket type form there. And this is where you put all your shapes. So if you have a look at our quest book, like so, and we have to get ourselves a gear cast, which we have to then use in these induction crucible and our metal caster. So we're going to need some power for these, and that's where our blood dynamos come in. And I'm going to put these probably in the corner like so. I wouldn't mind them turning. We need to get some of this universal cable, and I'm going to do something like this, and hopefully we can configure these with the configurer. Yes, there we go. So they're now facing down and connecting to this basic universal cable from mechanism. So we should be good to go. I'm going to need some blood. I wouldn't mind using this portable tank. Okay, cool. So I've got a tank full of blood. And if we go over to our blood dynamo and right click on them, you will notice there's no GUI on them. There's no GUI. So I'm going to use a bucket. I could put the tank on top of the dynamo, but I'm going to use a bucket for now, just so why does that bucket keep disappearing? The glass texture's gone and these buckets keep disappearing. I don't know if that's a bug. Anyway, I'm just going to right click, and as you can see at the top by Whaler, there's 1,000 life points in that dynamo, and it can store up to 8. So let me just fill probably 4 each, so they're half full, and as you can see, they're not actually working at all yet, and that's because they're going to need a redstone signal. So I'm going to turn these on, and as you can see, it's got a green right in saying enabled, and if we flicker over, it'll say disabled. So you can turn these off if you wish to save some power. So we should have some power going to these machines here, and as you can see, we've got the heat bar now starting to rise, and on this one we have an energy of 40,000 RF. And to get the gear cast, we can either use molten aluminium brass, which I believe is aluminium and copper, or we can use molten gold, and I think gold might be the easiest option, I believe. You can use it in the metal caster, you can see here. So we need 12, 16. So I'm going to throw 3 gold in our crucible furnace here, and this should start smelting down. As you can see, there's a heat bar there at 1350, so it needs to be above 1350 to smelt down the liquid gold. And off camera, I made some of these refractory fluid containers, which is 2 pieces of iron and some of this refractory brick with glass pane to get you 2 of these containers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it in the bottom, and as you can see, there's arrows, and it will pull it out for you. And if we go over to our metal caster, the arrows going into the system, I'm going to place it in there, and we now have liquid gold in our metal caster. And I'm now going to go ahead and grab our iron gear that we made and place in there like so. And as you can see, it's now working, and we now have ourselves the gear cast. Nice. And we can go ahead and claim our reward. And there's a dodgy skeleton at our door. Okay, so let's claim our reward, and we get ourselves another portable tank. And why aren't you reclaiming? It's because we didn't have it in our inventory, and we get ourselves a portable tank, and it's empty. Nice. So we now have 2 portable tanks. Do note, I think we're running low on blood in our blood dynamo. This induction crucible furnace, it will use quite a bit of power just to keep the heat. So I normally just make a lever and just turn it off when we don't use it. Okay, so the next step, I want to make some more planks, because you guys probably go, why are you making this? There is a good reason why I'm doing this. I'm making myself a wooden pickaxe. I could make a stone one, but I'm making a wooden one because it's cheaper. And I'm also going to use some of this refractory clay that I made and turn it into a blank soft mold. And what we can do with the blank soft mold and our wooden pickaxe is combine them together and we get ourselves a soft pickaxe mold. And what we can do with that soft pickaxe mold, I'm going to take the aluminium ingot out and I'm going to place our soft mold in there like so. I think our berries are doing quite well behind here. As you can see, I've got some of that aluminium now that's now grown, and we now have the pickaxe mold, and we're going to go over to our metal caster here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw our pickaxe mold in the top there like so, and throw a stick in there as well. I'm going to take the iron gear out and I'm going to place our iron gear back in our chest, just so it doesn't confuse you guys. So we're going to need 3 ingots in here to craft ourselves a pickaxe. So we have the handle already. I believe we're going to need two sticks inside here, because you're going to need 2 sticks anyway to make a vanilla iron handle, but I believe we're running out of power, so we're going to need some more blood, and there's a skeleton sort of blocking the doorway, so I'm going to have to sort of head out somewhere else. Okay, I've got some more blood, and I've just now filled our fluid container full of iron, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the iron inside this this metal caster here, but we need to take this gold out, so I'm going to use the empty one and take the gold, and then I'm going to start throwing the iron in here, and you should see that the arrow is now starting to go because we now have 6 pieces of iron in there, and it's now made ourselves the pickaxe. I think it was 6 pieces of iron. I'm not too sure if that's how it works, but we now have an iron pickaxe, and you can go ahead and make all sorts of different molds. If we go and have a look at molds, if I could spell that, there's ingot molds, there's chest plate molds for your armor, obviously the pickaxe, there's axes and leggings and all sorts of different types of molds on here which you can make for better tools. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go back over to our death point, go and grab some of those blood runes, or all of them, and surround our existing altar and make that a tier 2 again. And also I'm going to make a sword to protect us. As you can see, if we open this, we've got better tools, and we need the sword mold, and I'll just make a wooden sword and use the caster for the sword, and we can then use that to kill this stupid skeleton which has been standing here all day. So I'll be back in just a second. Nice, we now have the iron sword. After some time, we now have our blood altar at tier 2 again, and we have a little bit more tech of these blood dynamos, and we have an induction crucible furnace and a metal caster, and we now have a little bit of protection of having an iron sword. But at that, guys, I'm going to wrap up this episode. I do hope you guys have enjoyed it, and of course, if you have, be sure to hit that like button down below. And just before I wrap it up, I want to kill this skeleton because he is really starting to annoy me. Nice. Our iron sword has saved the day of that stupid skeleton standing there just staring at us doing our work. So I hope to see you guys back on episode 4 when we're going to carry on with our quest route here. I need to make another sword mold. Actually, I could quickly do that now. I think it's in our caster here. Sword mold, where is it? Where's it gone? Oh, it's in there. So we can grab this and we get ourselves the metal helmet and manual detect our sword, but for some reason it's not. I think I might have to make another one because it has a little bit of durability on it. So next time I want to carry on with these quests because I really would like this item here. I'm not going to say to you guys what it is just yet, but once we get it, it's going to be awesome. So I hope to see you guys on next episode.